Hello, and welcome to the Hawk and Reb Vampire Hunters Q&A. I am JT Seaton, I am the moderator, and here with me is Macon, the bacon pillow, of course. And we will be asking a couple of questions to our illustrious panel of guests, all from the film Hawk and Reb Vampire Hunters. So let's go around the room and introduce ourselves and tell us what you did on the film. So Audrey, let's start with you first.
Production designer, wardrobe, special effects, etc., etc.
All right, Ari.
Yes, producer, and I was one of the composers for the music design, and I play Rev. So there's that. Yeah.
That's something. It's a little.
That's
something,
a lot.
something.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And the GIMP. And the GIMP.
Ryan.
I play the GIMP. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, I'm Ryan Barton Grimley. I'm director and writer. I play Hawk and help produce a little bit. And yeah,
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little
yeah.
bit.
Just a little bit. A little bit.
All right. All right. So my first question is, so basically, horror comedy can often be a very difficult subgenre, and a lot of times it doesn't quite work. Usually, like the comedy isn't funny enough, or the horror isn't horror enough. So how did you guys approach the comedy and the horror and try to get that balance?
That's a good question for Ryan, for sure.
I would say that was a really tough balance to get. It's easy to get it to work in the script, but once you're shooting it, I mean, first of all, you need amazing special effects and what have you, like Audrey did for the horror, but then you also need to nail the comedy, and that really is reliant on the music. You know what I mean? Because like we kind of played it in this weird off-the-cuff style, and without the music that Ari and Robbie Elfman did, I don't know if people would really get how they should feel. But and that's why we spent so much time on the music, to really get that stuff really kind of really super specific. But I feel like it's a natural genre mix, like they go together. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they were
together.
I think there were times when we were editing or watching the film, we're like, this is veering more towards a comedy. Yeah. How do we like bring it to horror? Like, I think I was bad. I would like, if I were like, I was veering, how do we make it more funny? And you're like, okay, remember, it's a horror film. Like, oh yeah, that's it. We got to keep it scary. And then I remember sending you links to be like, this is stupid. This is silly. This does not sound scary. And you're like, no, that's perfect. That's horror. So like, it really, it was a juggling act. It is amazing, kind of amazing how it was able to balance both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Fine line, a very fine line. Lots of blood. Lots of blood.
It's also
I think the blood,
genre. So like, I mean, all of us love horror to an extent, but we also love comedy, and we're all kind of wacky. So I think it's kind of like a perfect genre for our, I don't know, our types and talents, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mainly grew up on horror comedy, so that's where that's my happy space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Evil Dead, man. I mean, come on. Seriously, Evil Dead 2 made me want to make movies.
Absolutely. And Monty Python. No joke. I'll bite your fucking leg off. Just a flesh wound. It was all there.
Exactly.
I love the Audrey.
My kids on that, man.
It's a fine line, what you define as horror, and you've got moments of both. That's why it was actually, I thought this was such a fun balance, and not balanced in kind of a beautiful way, which was you sort of veered into these really comedic, awkward, that's why I said it was sort of Napoleon Dynamite meets Lost Boys. It was
exactly
Ari's character.
Our comedy scenes are horrific.
But Ari, your performance was a whole different league. It It brought so much tangibility, every little awkward posture, yes, all of that. I mean, it's every facial expression.
I have a quick confession. I know we've been taking a long time on this, but so I wanted to do that character a certain way, and Ryan would give me direction, and I'd be like, "Sounds good," and I do it the exact same way I did it before, and he never said anything, just because I wanted to.
Well, usually I was like, "Oh no, that was great." So.
No, I know. I never said that to you. That I didn't. I took your director, but I'm gonna do it the exact same way. Just that feels like I'm shitting on the director. I'm not. He's a fantastic director. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
That is the lovely chemistry that is these two. You would
balance. Part of being a good director is getting the right actor for the role and letting them run amok.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that actually kind of leads into my next question. And that is obviously, the cast was a lot of fun. I mean, so how did you go about casting? I mean, did you cast the film with actors and friends that you knew or people that you'd worked with before? Or did you have an open casting call? How did you go about the casting of the film?
I can speak to that. I mean, everybody that's in the film are people we've worked with before, either in the comedy or improv scene or some kind of acting scene here in LA. A lot of them are our friends and people we respect and probably think are better and funnier than us. And we only tried to cast one role, and that was the girl who was in the car, performing a specific act. And that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I mean, because it was impossible. We had multiple people say yes and then drop out. And, we were trying to get nudity in there, which I'm super glad we didn't now.
We did with our butts.
That's true. The only thing is me and Ari's butts, which I probably
so mission accomplished. Yeah.
But that was the only casting we did really, and then at the end of the day, it was a friend that ended up doing it anyway. So
yeah, she's a trooper.
Yeah. Took a lot of blood to the face.
So much blood on that. Damn.
That was our last night too. That was technically our last night.
That's Audrey's car.
Yeah.
87 Mustang, man.
Is that still spewing blood out of the vents or what?
I actually have still found traces of blood around the windshield. Yeah, a little bit. It's all right. Badge of honor.
In answer to your question, there two of the actors in there are like my closest friends, and I mean, one of the goth band guys, Zagan. No, or is that? Sorry, yeah, and your boss Casey are like. So I mean, there were a lot of friends in there, but our friends happen to also be actors as well, or musicians and stuff. So a lot of artists.
Plays Jasper. I mean, I've known that guy since I was a 17-year-old baby actor. He was kind of the guy I always looked up to as being, the best villain, and I think he
nailed it.
Yeah. Underplayed.
He's the best actor on that set.
He scared the crap out of me when I was on set a number of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fun, man.
Was there any ad-libbing on the set? I mean, was there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't help it. Yeah.
Rev was ad-libbing everywhere.
We wrote up that script, but it was piggybacking off the stuff you wrote, though. I mean, to be fair, it was just,
I mean, I think you were pretty much the one who improv the most, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that came, but
he kind of calls for it.
You yes-anded though everything.
Oh yeah,
so.
I definitely got in there. I mean, but it was easy. I was just playing Hawk, so. It's not that stretch.
I really do love that you allowed that though, because there were just so many awkward pauses and moments that I just could not do it,
Yeah.
Obviously you're on different sets and you're like, you can't do that. But because the film being what it was, Ryan created such a fun character. And I'm just like, I have to say, I've been in how many meth houses or whatever, how.
But that's why
it looks like a meth house or something. I don't remember what the line was. Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the things I really experimented with on Elijah's Ashes, which we all worked on before, was using more than one camera so we could get the reaction shots. So that ended up being so fun because both people in the scene, or everyone in the scene, was on, so we could really play around.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't stuck like off camera saying a line, just super boring and unfulfilling.
You took suggestions.
So you used 2 cameras to shoot most of the film.
Definitely. Yeah, the entire film, actually. We were always either cross shooting or double shooting the same group.
Yeah. And you gave a lot of latitude to everybody. I mean, you let me even like shoot in some crazy ass jokes every once in a while just to see if it flew. I mean,
that tagline scene, there were probably 30 or 40 taglines that were written, but I mean, everybody was just throwing them in at some point. They were like, say this. And I was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, you do give such an amazing latitude to everybody. That's one of the reasons I love working with you guys, because it's organic.
I mean, to everybody except the camera department, I tortured them.
That's true. That is true.
I like that.
Micromanage the heck out of it.
I like that.
All right, Michael, are there any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I think we have maybe 1 or 2 here before we have to wrap up. So clearly all of you guys are friends, and it seems like you had kind of a family affair happening on set. How did you all come together originally? How do you guys all know each other? What's the connection?
So
the irony is that we're all connected to one person who's not here.
yeah.
It's my wife, Ari's older sister, and Audrey's best friend.
So we're brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
And we happen to like each other, so we decided to make movies.
Yeah. And we're like, that guy's funny. And you're like, that guy's not funny. But
yeah, exactly. But this guy knows how to work a camera, and I'm not as proficient. So, you know, it was a marriage.
Day, you're like,
made in India.
It's pretty amazing when you find a bunch of people who are hyper creative, hyper talented, and up for the journey, which is really the key thing in all these low budget movies. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Simone and I were in acting class together, but I preferred it behind the camera, and I missed my art and met with Ryan, and we're just equally twisted. And so anything he ever presented to me, I was like, yeah, I'm your girl. I'm your MacGyver whenever you need me, and I'll pull it together. I'll pull a rabbit out of my ass for you. So
she really will. I mean, I've not seen that, but I believe it. Yeah,
we should film that.
Yeah,
that's my next effect. I'm working on it.
Awesome.
Diverting from the genre.
I actually used to do improv together in these really bizarre 2-man.
Oh yeah, we had a 2-man team called Double Pistols. Yeah.
It was fun. Lots of.
It was fun.
Interactions and zaniness.
Ryan, I go with that.
Questions?
Yeah, what's the next project? What's going to happen after this?
Well, we actually all made another movie that's almost done with post, that was titled Baby Monitor, but now it's going to be titled Listen Carefully. And
good choice.
I play a sad father, and Ari plays a million people. And Audrey amped up what she did even more, and it's just a really mind-bending, almost Christopher Nolan inspired tiny psychological horror.
Yeah.
I can't wait for people to see, because it definitely shows another side of the kind of stuff that we all do.
Yeah.
In a cool way. But that's still really hyper creative in our own kind of authentic way, I think.
Yeah.
But will Hawk and Rev have more adventures? I mean, will there be Hawk and Rev ghost hunters, or?
I have a werewolf,
zombie
Hawk and Rev werewolf hunter, and I have one that's basically a end of the world kind of post-apocalyptic Hawk and Rev movie after spirits destroy the universe. I mean,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I really want to. Spoiler alert, but like I really want to utilize the fact that Rev is half vampire, and so I want like a choreographed fight scene of me just ripping heads off and stuff. So the budget is going to have to be increased by at least like.
Or maybe not, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe it being really, really low budget will make it even funnier.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're having a meeting right now about it. I just want to do some
Yes,
fight
and
scenes.
everyone's in on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
awesome.
We're all witness. Mike,
All our
any other
friends are going to
questions?
be donating wardrobe again for 3
Yeah.
years.
Every goth friend.
Carolyn
Oh,
and
man.
Kevin, 3 years. We had your wardrobe.
That chain.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to let that out of the bag, Ari?
Oh, what the GIMP thing?
Play the GIMP?
Oh yeah, I'm also that's me as the GIMP. Well, it's in the credits. It's not. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
But that was just because we couldn't get someone to be the GIMP. So we just feel like, oh, I'll just be the GIMP. Just lots of costume changes, but that was fun. Yeah.
I haven't played him in a scene or two, but I want.
Yeah, we had some stand-ins.
We had a few people play him.
Yeah, we had a few stand-ins, definitely. Yeah.
That's
All
funny.
right. Do we have time for one more question, Michael?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Congratulations, guys, on a fantastic screening. You guys have another one coming up with Dance with Films, a second screening. And at this point, I'm also going to give a little shout out to Hawk and Reb, Vampire Hunters, being an official selection of the NOLA Horror Film Fest.
Woo!
Film festival that I run in New Orleans at the end of September. So I'll be seeing you guys at the end of September for the NOLA Horror Film Fest, Hawk and
Right
Red
on.
Vampire.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much for hanging out with us, and thank you guys, Audrey and Ari and Ryan, for answering our questions. And yeah, hang out with us in the Filmmaker Lounge. And to all you people watching, don't forget to vote. Definitely vote, and check out all the other great films we got going on here at Dancing with Films. All right. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Love you guys.
Bye, Macon.